Got ourselves Varg first up. Over for the team 1 versus DB. Over for the team 2. Varg and that Survival Hunter. Over in the team 1, we got ourselves Iskara on Assassin's Rogue, Garrosh on Holy Death, and Debo Vlad, and Asa making a return. Oh my goodness, look at that boy. DB going to be getting himself a proper opener versus Varg. Kin shot immediately with it a summer after. Dropping down his freezing trap, but he knows it's there. He saw the freezing trap come down. Sepsis, everything. Varg may have to go for Turtle Shell, trying to go for some damage zone. Going to be advantaged by the Rogue cheap shot to follow. Death full dots to Varg. Is it going to be enough though? Damage over time versus damage over time. Cloaker Shadows to try to see if he can get out of the binding shout as it ranges up for the Rogue. Varg is kind of limited on what he can do. Puts the Rogue on ice for just a second as he's about to go in for the stab. Blind into that bed. Varg is just gonna have to wait. Big explosive onto DB, trying to see if he can maybe get some grenades back on him. Trinkets out of the kidder shot, steel trap, but it's gonna be DB breaking out of it, wiggling his foot out of it. Trying to see if he can stay on Varg as best as possible. The Rogue somehow still surviving through the onslaught of the Survival Hunter. Gets a couple more grenades to follow. Gives himself a kill shot after. Death shot to follow. It's going to be huge. That shock him damage. DB just continues to relentlessly stabbing him, shaking him down, but looks like Varg does take him down. Manding advantage at the end of it all with MS not giving him opportunity from one Rogue to the next. Not giving him a chance. Unfortunate. Garrosh summoning up Mage to the Dead together with the A-Bomb. Looks like he's going to be able to get some dots on MS. MS going in for the flagellation immediately. Got himself bonus shatter damage. S is going for finishers onto Garrosh. That's going to be AMS to deal with some of the shatter damage. But for MS, Cloak of Shadows, Evasion, he's just building up a master buff to make his Eviscerate stronger and stronger with every single finisher. Garrosh taking a bit of damage. Got himself the army that had joined in. Is he playing the, Garrosh? Maybe you're playing the Apocalypse build. Now I'm starting to think he's potentially an Apocalypse boy. Trying to go for like a disease damage over time stuff. Garrosh got left with not a lot of defenses. Needs to go for the pet stun if possible in order to prevent MS from taking him down. Does he have a pet null right here? He needs a stun onto MS. Mage go big defenses here. Death Pact could potentially be used. 50% dampening, make it a little bit of a tougher decision. Death Pact used, but needs to get himself a proper answer as MS got him in a bad spot. Armor that had joined in, so he's playing army build actually. A full A-Bomb joined as well. MS, oh my god, wait to the Death that just turned around onto the Rogue. Death that decays the Rogue, trying to see if he can walk out of it. Still dotted up, still got diseases on him. And if only Garrosh could somehow potentially get next to him, gonna be Ghost charging in. If you can just get a stun onto the Rogue around the corner, you may be able to make something happen here. Try to keep the Ghoul in there. Gonna be a stun onto Garrosh. No hours for the moment. I think it might be over. I think the Rogue got him. My goodness, the Unholy Death that almost turned around onto the Rogue. With Iskara trying to make sure that MS does not get to escape. Full dots are in. The man does not get to escape vengeance, cheat death, but Iskara's bleeds burn right through and cheat death fairly quickly. On how Voker gonna be up next. Got himself a big shatter onto Iskara with a bit of disintegrate. Gouge is trying to close that gap. And on how definitely needs to find a way to get some CC onto Iskara. Got him some big damage. Potentially a big blast, massive hit. Gonna be tail swipe to follow. Definitely needs to pre-wall the damage out of the Rogue. Gonna be a massive living flame, but it's gonna be a smoke bomb for the Rogue. Does he have a way to close the gap? Maybe one more hover. Does give himself a wall, trying to tank up this damage, looking for a heal. Actually looking to get some damage back to Iskara, and Iskara does get to get away, just breaking the distance away from how Voker ends up helping him out a lot. On how looking for a full reset. Got himself a little bit of health. Oh, knocking the Rogue off of the bridge with a random Wing Buffet. Iskara trying to see if he can layer down full bleeds on how Voker can dispel those dots and should potentially be looking for it. Big Descender gets around the corner looking for a bit of recovery. 29% dampening, making it harder for you to recover though fully. As Iskara trying to see if he can close that gap on how. Does he have a go? Cheap shot onto on how. Does he have any to follow? And it does get liquidated by the Rogue. Literally just bled out bit by bit, little by little. Not much you can really do about it. Crusade trying to see if he can maybe use a Sentinel Owl to see through and find Iskara. Iskara trying to see if he can get away from it as fast as possible. That is a Marksman Strip Hunter with a pet. Pet can potentially maybe get a stun around the corner as Crusade got himself full damage at the ready. Traps laying down in case Iskara wants to close that gap, building up some damage off of that pet, maybe getting a couple of ruptures on it for extra bonus energy to regen. Is going to try to see if it closes the gap. Death Chakram is going to start ripping in into the Rogue, doing a bit of extra damage, exposing the Rogue out in the open. Crusade able to pop every defensive versus Iskara's damage. Going to be a stun right after. Trying to see if he can blast him out. That's going to be Iskara going in for a vanish very, very quickly. Bailing out of it with a quick vanish. Trying to see if he can potentially get out of there as Crusade couldn't quite finish off Iskara. Got really, really close. They did have to pop every defensive. Iskara with the sap could be in his game in the moment. Right now, it's going to be up to Crusade to be in a good position for the freezing trap. If you get some good freezing trap position, then Iskara is not going to be able to get you. But that range on that Assassination Rogue, using out of the Rogue range to bleed you from a safe distance before running into a trap, that is so good. Oh my god, as a hunter, you just gotta have to rewire your brain, because normally they have to go to melee, and there's a freezing trap pretty close, but having that 3-yard range like Outlaws do, that's hard. Is Scar at no help whatsoever? Cheat death to follow, as Kedem just trying to make sure he's like, got himself plenty secured, and volley down onto the rogue with Atherman charging out next. Just trying to see if he can get himself a proper go versus Kedem. A bit of an auto duel for the first time in a while. Kedem going for a 100's mark. Atherman, Judgment in the opener. Gonna be Kedem going in for slow immediately. At least I was hoping maybe Atherman will walk up and give him a little bit of a bow, but apparently not. Stone into Kedem. Atherman with full wings, big blaster damage, massive burst. Does he get him to do enough damage? It's gonna be a steel trap with a scatter for Kedem. Just trying to see if he can deal with Atho. A hand of freedom to keep him moving, but the man is just still crawling towards Kedem. He's just gonna blast him from so far away. Shield of Edges to keep him alive. Being down by the hunter for just a second. Bubble as it's gonna be survival of the fittest, as Kedem trying to make sure he is the one surviving this encounter. As Atherman double judgment to Kedem, back it up out of there for a second, volley around the corner. If only Kedem had the Sentinel Owl, he could use that in order to create some line of sight for Atho, and there's no way the Atherman could go anywhere at all. Does he have a pet stun potentially? But he's just gonna blast it out. Big rapid fire. That's gonna be a stun to follow. Oh, kill shot onto Atho. Kedem does escape it. Oh my goodness, Chad, with that boy Vlad charging out. Quick scatter as he goes in for an cap on Kedem. And Kedem at least gets himself a bit of a breather. Turtle Shell immediately just doesn't want to find out if the boy Vlad got big damage. Vlad is just actually going to reposition entirely, but as soon as he sees Vlad backing up out, this is where Kedem hits him with a death chakram together with a chimeric poison. Just trying to see if he can punish him as best as he can. Does he have a knockback? I don't think Kedem runs a knockback actually. Or maybe he does. So being up on the higher ground may be helpful. Feign death for a second just to get Zuen off his back for this moment. But the Emotes is still attacking him. The boy Vlad does get to go for a little bit of a self-heal while he's stuck in a steel trap. Kedem has a good angle on him, but that, oh my god. Definitely need to play Scarab Beast against Zuen, because that thing is spooky. Vlad just needs a little bit more abilities in order to help him close that gap versus Kedem. Kedem diving into a Kama. He knows he's gonna have to have a go versus the boy Vlad. Vlad has a trick in case he needs to. He's gonna trick it. Rapid fire firing off. No karma available. Does he have enough? Does Saruman to Kedem for just a second? Does he see a little bit more damage? Scatter shot last second. Can scatter without a weapon. He can scatter without a weapon. Big kill shot by the hunter. Taking it back for his team. Look at this boy go. Well done. Oh my goodness, them hunters are coming out of the woodworks now, boys. We got a little buff over on the beta for hunters, and now they're everywhere. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I think it's good, man. I think it's one class we haven't seen a lot of is hunter. And it's good to see him at least more playable. Let's get another one going here, boys, yeah? Fred, do you want